I would like to welcome Kayla and Kelly Yitzwig to the show.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hi.
Kayla 14, Kelly 12, and also I welcome their father, Robert, to the show as well. Kayla and Kelly make up the band Wildfire. Welcome, girls.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Hey, Sheldon.
And I want to start with you, Robert, because you've been a musician for quite a while. And how much influence, there has to be some, right, that went into your daughters? I mean, how did you know when they were going to be, that they were musical, that they were into this?
Yeah, I figured it out at a very young age. It started with Kelly. Kayla was playing sports. She was doing t-ball, soccer, cheer. And Kelly started out doing ballet at like the age of 3. And about 5 years old, we took her over to another dance school that had musical theater, ballet, tap, jazz, all kinds of arts there. And she was a very introverted child at that time. And as soon as she was cast in the first play, which was Willy Wonka, she did a 180. She became like the extrovert of the family, which she still is to today. And it's amazing how that changed her.
You created a monster.
I think so. So yeah, she began taking vocal lessons. When Kayla came to that play, actually, she decided, hey, I want to quit cheer. This looks exciting. I want to do this too. So they both started taking vocal lessons. They both were into theater more so than the dance. They loved dance too, but that was their, go-to activity, and they tried out for as many plays as they could and always got the singing parts. And it kind of went from there. I mean, then as years went on, up until about a year and a half ago, really, they were doing that. And the owner of the business passed away. Another owner took over. The business kind of split apart. And I think they were getting, just kind of worn out with that. But they wanted to keep singing, and I've always played guitar, and I've been a songwriter for years. They asked me, hey, is there something we could do with music? And they really like country music. So I said, yeah, we could start something. That's kind of how it all got started. And they, shortly after that, entered a rodeo rockstar competition. Which we're
going to get to that.
Sure,
we're going to get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Kelly, you're 12, and you were you were the trailblazer.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're the one you're the one that got into this whole thing first.
Yes. I really just love doing theater and plays and all that. And my sister, I guess she wanted to try it out too, and then eventually just came up Wildfire.
And Kayla, going from sports to and soccer to performing, little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, it was different. I just worked hard, and eventually got to a good level with everything. So.
Well, I want to point out you guys are from Houston, Texas, and of course, and you like the country music scene, correct?
Yes, we love it.
You both went to the Royal Academy of Fine Arts.
That's right, yeah.
Talk a little bit about that. I mean, I'm going to start with you, Kelly, because you went there first, correct?
Yes.
What was the admission process like?
So to get in, first of all, you can just join a class, but they put me in the lowest class because I was only 5 years old. So I really did have to work hard, and I just had to work hard, really hard. I had to work my butt off, and eventually, I kept getting in higher classes. And then I just did plays, and I liked the singing more.
At 5 years old, you knew that was what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be a vet for a while, but singing just kind of took over, You
wanted to be a veterinarian?
Mm-hmm.
And what was that when you were 3?
Yeah, it was when I was real young.
And Kayla, you followed sister's steps there. What was it like for you? What was the process like for you going into the Royal Academy of Fine Arts?
So I was put in my sister's class, And I was like, oh, this isn't cool. But I was like, I don't really want to be in my sister's class. I always want to be better than her.
Of course.
But, just how it always is. But, I just, like Kelly said, I worked my butt off to, move on and get past those levels. And I eventually was actually in their highest division. I was in the first level of their highest division. So that was an accomplishment for me.
And Robert, what did you think of all this at the time?
Oh, I mean, I enjoyed, going to see him perform the plays, the ballet, maybe not so much, but the musical theater side of it, that was always cool. I loved seeing him get up there and sing and just not have any. As time went on, the stage fright just kind of, went away. Kind of shaped him, it was a stepping stone to where they're at now.
Well, that's what I want to ask Kayla and Kelly is that you're young at this time.
Yeah,
you're still young,
you still are.
And you're still young. How do you prepare to go on stage? Because being on stage in front of a lot of people is a big deal.
Yeah. So, Kayla, me, I don't really have a problem with performing in front of people. It's never really been something that I've had trouble with. The only thing that I do have a little bit of trouble with is competitions, like where the judges are judging you. Mm-hmm. Then I have to like really focus and like get in my zone, but normal just performances, they don't bother me. It's really fun.
And Kelly?
Yes, and me, Kelly, as long as I can remember, it's just all fun for me, so I never really get nervous going on stage. But if I have even the teeniest bit of nerves, I just shake out everything and I'm fine.
Robert, Are you envious of this?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I've performed, myself over the years, and I still, I still get a little bit of nerves up there. Am I going to play the wrong note, hit the wrong chord or something? But they seem to handle it really well. And
Kayla and Kelly, you both studied under Pamela Moore? Your vocal coach?
Yeah, that's right. She's
Talk
awesome.
about her.
Yeah.
And what is it? What's the process? Because to me, I'm not a singer. I'm not even a musician, and I could not carry a tune in a hat. So what does a vocal coach do?
Well, a vocal coach just kind of takes your voice and makes it better, if that makes sense. Like they make sure that your notes are in tune. They make sure that you're staying on pitch, and you just really, really work to make sure they're getting a great sound out of you.
Well, and they also have to teach you the breathing techniques and all that.
Yeah,
too, right?
Of course, the basics. Yeah.
Well, and not be able to not sing your throat out, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
So and I've talked to artists, and they have actually done that. They've I know several artists that are what we call belters, that they really put their stuff out there and they throw their voice out in the process of doing it. So what's the technique that you do when you're up there on stage and you're singing so that you keep in tune, you keep in pitch, but not throw out your voice?
So what I like to do a lot is I like to go into, if I have a super, super high note that I know is just going to really put a toll on my voice, like it's going to be a super straining note, I often go into mixed voice, which is something Pamela actually taught us. And it's when you're not in head voice, but you're not in chest voice. So it's kind of a nice balance in between. And that makes you not, scream or anything like that.
Okay, I want to know more about this. I'm interested. What's head voice?
So head voice is when you're singing a note like, ah, or something like that. But then when you're in chest voice, you're using your, what would you say, your lungs more. You're kind of pushing more. Head voice is just something that, most people can handle a note in head voice. It's like just singing, singing with a lot of breath in from your head, kind of like that in head voice, and then mixed is a little bit of both. You're like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's not completely breathy like head voice, but it's not completely belting. It's a little bit in between. Yeah, it's a nice balance.
Let's talk a little bit about the Rodeo Rock Star at the Houston Stock Show. You guys performed at that.
Yeah, that's right. So the first year that we did Rodeo Rockstar, we entered as two separate performing acts.
Right. You guys did solos, right?
Yes. Yeah, we did our competition like two different acts. So me and Kelly were of course competing against each other. So that was interesting. And then we just did it this past year as a duo, and we actually made it to the finals. So that was cool.
Being together is better than being independent, isn't it?
For sure.
Yes.
Yes, because actually being with Kayla in this duo has taught me like I can make up harmonies on the spot, which I really like. Like even it's kind of sometimes annoying. Like I'm not saying that like I don't like making up harmonies, but like when I hear a song, I naturally just sing it like a third or a fifth up or down or whatever in harmonies. Yeah, I think Kelly has taught me a lot, and I've taught her a lot working together.
Well, that's a curious thing because I've talked to vocal coaches before as well, and that's really difficult to be standing next to somebody and doing harmony, and because you have to be an octave above or an octave below and not singing in pitch with them, correct?
Yeah, yes. That's right. I mean, it took us a while to actually, get it really in tune and strong, but, like we just work hard and, there it goes. It comes out. And I mean, I don't know if it's just because we're sisters, but we naturally blend really well. Like I know the perfect, either if I'm doing a low harmony or a high harmony, I know the perfect volume I should be if she's singing melody. Kelly. This is Kelly.
Robert, I'm going to ask a tough question here because I normally I don't interview really young artists just for the simple fact that I know that through history that there are times when the parents kind of live vicariously through their kids and they have them, performing and doing things that the parents would really like to be doing but couldn't. But in your case, you can. But anyway, have you had that conflict?
I didn't try to push them towards music, really. I mean, I kind of let them just do their own activities, and ballet and theater. I wasn't even thinking about the singing aspect of it. So I was kind of just letting them do their own thing. And it just came about naturally. And of course, I got excited when they were interested in singing and music and, probably being around me, writing songs all the time and recording. I'm sure that they picked up some of it there. But, I try not to push them. I've told them before, if you decide this isn't what you want to do, of course I'll be let down, but I'm not going to stop you or, I'm not going to be this Nazi father that says you must, be a famous musician or singer. No, I think they need to do what they want to do. But
and Kayla and Kelly, is that your impression? Is this something that you think that you're going to want to carry on? I mean, Kelly, you said that originally you wanted to be a veterinarian. Is that something that you would want to do? Because I've also talked to people that said, well, if you can do something else besides being in the music business, do it.
Yes, so Kelly talking here. I wanted to be a veterinarian. Like, I've always wanted to do a job where you can go to, like, a very school, that's for the smarts. Like, I love to study and be smart and stuff, but if I could pick another job, it would probably be something related to music. Like, I always want to be working in the studio, and there would be nothing else really that I want to do, but if I was going to do a backup plan, it'd probably be in music and law or being a lawyer or something like that.
How about you, Kayla?
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, I think I feel like I'm supposed to be a part of music. Like, I feel like it's a part of me. I don't think I'd want to do anything else besides really being around music in some way. And it doesn't have to be singing, I just want to be exposed to it in some way.
And Robert, because this business is a very tough business. I'd like to quote a famous line from Hunter S. Thompson about it, which I'm sure that you know. So what do you feel about this? Do you think that this is something that they should get into that shallow, hollow money pit or use it as a sideline, and they should be doing something else?
I mean, the way I feel about it is they need to do whatever it is that makes them happy in life. If they want to pursue music as artists, I just tell them, I've told them both, have a backup plan. They plan on going to Belmont. I said, get a degree in something that you can use if it doesn't work out, and give it 10 years is what they say the average is, to try to make it. So, they really want to shoot for it. So I just want to make sure they have a backup plan. Of course, there's concerns about it. I mean, it is difficult, and, it's not very lucrative if you don't make it to a certain level. But, if everyone thought that way, we wouldn't have all the superstars we have. So.
Well, this is true. And and girls, talk about you want to get into Belmont. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this is Kayla speaking. I really want to go to Belmont because I want to get...
And Belmont's a performing arts school, right?
Yes, it's a performing arts school in Nashville, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And I really want to get in their songwriting program. And something really cool about that is that you get to intern with a lot of different people in the business. One of my, someone that we met in Nashville actually was working with Rascal Flatts. They were in the songwriting program. Mm-hmm. They got to intern with Rascal Flatts, and I was like, whoa, that's super cool. Like, I just think that'd be awesome to do. So I want to get in that program if I do go to Belmont.
And Kelly?
Same. I mean, I would want to be in that program because it just sounds so cool. And, for the backup plan that we were talking about, I do want to go to school and, pursue like a degree, but I really want to be a famous musician. Like, that's what I want to do.
I've talked to artists that have gone to Belmont, and I've also talked to artists that have gone to the Berklee School of Music in Boston. And, and my choice, if I was an artist, would be Belmont.
Yeah, definitely.
Upbeat Kids Rock. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, so that was actually something that we did last summer. The Upbeat Kids Rock is like a TV show. It's
out of
based
Cleveland.
in
It's out of Cleveland.
Cleveland,
right?
Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio. But they air it in many different states in the northeast part of the U.S. So it's super cool. It was a great experience. Everybody was so nice. We filmed a couple of songs out in the woodsy area of Cleveland. It was awesome.
There's a woodsy area in Cleveland?
Yeah, there's actually a really cool area. And it's not actually that cold there. It's actually pretty hot. I was surprised.
Kelly?
Yes, the Upbeat Kids Rock was a very fun and cool experience, filming a music video with all the professional lights, camera action, all that stuff. And yes, it was really hot, but I've also been there when it's snowing, so it's kind of funny to compare those two things because our cousins live there. So we do go there quite, I wouldn't say often, but we have been there on occasion. And so, yeah, I was really surprised by the weather, but it was a really fun and cool experience.
Kayla, who inspires you?
Who inspires me? Okay. Yeah. I would have to say probably Brett Young. Brett Young really inspires me. He inspires me because he started off as just, a kid just playing music, in bars, songwriting for different artists. And look at him now. It took him a couple years to really just come out of that stage of just writing for other people, playing in bars. I mean, now look at him. He had a #1. I mean, he's really inspiring.
Kelly?
If there is to be someone to inspire me, I mean, a lot of people inspire me, but I'd say Taylor Swift because when she was my age, 11, she was going to record labels in different states, Nashville, Tennessee, just in general, and she was giving them her records, and, she made it at a very young age. Even if I could, meet one star out of every music star in the world, it'd be Taylor Swift because I feel like she could help me climb to the top, and she could give me so many tips, and she just inspires me a lot.
I have to agree with you on that one. And I also know that, she stays in personal contact with her fans, and that's what builds a fan base, isn't it?
Yeah, some musicians, they put on a front, and okay, I don't know how to explain this, but Taylor Swift is probably like one of the nicest musicians to her fans.
Right.
I mean, she's so devoted to them and all that stuff. She has a very good fan base, and she's very good to them.
Yeah, she's very personable.
You guys were in Liberty, Texas, and you opened up for the brother of Charlie Pride, Stephen Pride. Talk about that. What was that like?
Well, Stephen Pride, Kelly speaking, this is Kelly. Stephen Pride was just very nice. Like, we talked to him even after the show for about an hour, just talking about, his brother, where he's traveled for his music. And I think actually, and I don't know, I forget what state or country it was. He has like on the top charts, but yeah, he's amazing. I mean, he's an amazing singer, and he's just very nice and personable. And Liberty Opry was also really cool because, like, we live in Houston. There's 2 million people here, and that was like a small town. So it was really cool to go to a small town.
What kind of advice did he give you guys?
He just told us to, keep just pushing for what we want. Like, don't listen to what a lot of people say, because they're not going to be the people that, make it in the music industry. And I'm not going to say there's a lot of negative vibes, but there are people who are going to tell you that, oh, it's so hard to make it and everything. But, you just got to keep pushing. It can be hard. I mean, I understand. But he just told us to really just keep on pushing for what we want.
What did you think, Kayla?
Oh, that was Kayla. Yeah. Kelly. So, yeah, I think the same thing that Kayla told us. I mean, yeah, you've really just got to work really hard. Like I said earlier, you've got to work your butt off. That's what he told us. If you work hard and just believe in yourself, that's the first step. You have to trust yourself that you can do this. Then you can make it. Just believe in your dreams and you can do it.
Well, another thing that I've heard is that, and speaking on that, is that sometimes your toughest critics and the people that are the toughest naysayers are your friends and family. But luckily you have a father that supports you and a mother that supports you in this. But I mean, when you talk to your friends in school, what did they say? Do they say, well, this is just a pipe dream, this is something that is not going to happen, and you shouldn't do it? What kind of stuff are you hearing?
This is Kelly, and oh, sorry, Kayla. No, my friends actually, I wouldn't say they like strongly over believe in me and all that stuff, but they don't make fun of me or anything for my dreams. And actually, quite a few of them have come to my gigs before and came back and kept coming to gigs because they enjoyed it. But I'm not really sure what their personal opinions are, but they for sure don't hate on me for it.
Yeah, like Kelly said, I mean, they're not like, oh, I just, love coming to gigs or anything. They don't really say anything like that. They're not like over supportive. But I mean, they don't ever try to tell me that, I can't do it and stuff. But they don't, I guess they don't really have they don't really want to do anything like this for a profession. Mm-hmm. Like, they just want to be doctors and, things like that, I guess.
They just want to be doctors.
Just doctors. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a little bit easier to be a doctor than try to be a singer, songwriter in Nashville.
I think you're right about that, actually.
Yeah. So, I mean, they might see it from a different side, I guess.
They definitely don't hate on us. And even my friends, I think they actually enjoy my gigs. I mean, I'm pretty sure. But, they're not over supportive. They don't help me with my marketing or anything like that. You wouldn't think that. But, yeah, they don't hate on me. I mean, I don't really know what their personal opinions are about it. But I am in, sports and stuff with a lot of my friends. And a lot of them just play sports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, when you guys are together, you're up on stage, or even, just even at home, what kind of competition is between you?
Well, this is Kelly speaking. I am a very competitive person. So, even when me and Kayla are just playing outside, I mean, we give each other tips on how to play, like, whatever we're playing, and sometimes they're a little rude to each other. I mean, we're heavy critics of each other, basically. And
well,
even
that could be a really good thing, can't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thrive off criticism, just personally. I like getting criticized, like, not in a bad way, but, people, constructive criticism,
right.
Any criticism. But Kayla, what do you think about criticism? I don't know. I think I take it sometimes a little bit too seriously of what
personal,
people say.
Yeah.
A little personal, yeah, I guess that's what you say. But yeah, like going back to the competitive thing, I'm not really a competitive person. I mean, I don't really, and I think that's a good thing that Kelly is, because it kind of pushes me, I guess.
Good.
But I'm not competitive. I mean, if we're in a competition together and she wins, I'm fine with it. It doesn't really bother me or anything. So
as independent artists, young independent artists, what would you define? How would you define success?
Well, I think success is really, it's a personal thing. Success isn't what other people expect you to do. It's what you expect of yourself, I think. It's not really, if someone says, oh, I expect you to be at this level, that's not really personal success. Personal success is whatever level that you desire to be at. So if you are happy with where you are, I think that you have become a successful person.
Kelly?
Yes, and personally, I think success is just like, all it is to me is making your dreams become a reality. And I really think you just have to believe in yourself, and you can make those become a reality. And once you have, become a famous musician, become a famous doctor, whatever like that, anything like that, then I think you've reached success.
And Robert, I'm going to ask you the same question. What do you think success means for your daughters?
I think making a living, enjoying what you do. Like Kayla was saying, you don't have to be, have 10 number one hits or anything like that. But if you're sharing your music with the world, in their case, writing songs, creating art that didn't exist, and you're making a living off of it, and people are coming to your shows, to me, that would be a success.
What's in the future? You guys planning on an album anytime soon?
Yeah, actually, we're going to be releasing an album, hopefully by early next year. We have about 7 songs that we have written. Not all of them have been recorded yet, but we have about 5 that have been recorded and 7 that we've written and are about to record. But we're probably going to add a couple more. But yeah, we have an album coming up, and we're super stoked about it. We have an awesome song that we're very excited to release as a single very soon.
What's the process that you guys go through when writing a song?
So I feel like Kelly here, that Kayla is more of like a melody type person, which we both can do. We both can play guitar, come up with a melody. But I feel like she's more so in that area, and I feel like she feels that herself, right, Kayla? And I just feel like I can write lyrics a little bit like more efficiently, and that works perfectly. So then we can both merge together and then, come up with a song.
Well, you guys are so young. Yeah. Well, you guys are so young too, and not a whole lot of life experience, I guess.
That's
music. So what kind of music do you do? What kind of music do you come up with when you're writing your own stuff?
Yeah, so like you said, we haven't really had, all the experiences with like love and everything. And that's a lot of what you hear on the radio, is love songs and breakup songs and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we don't have experience with that obviously yet. So it is sometimes a little bit harder, but you really just have to dig deep out of what you hear in other people's songs and other people's experiences, and you can base it off that. And then when you have those experiences, base it off of what happens to you. So I think that's kind of where we're headed.
Well, this has been very cool. I feel very honored to talk to all of you. Robert, you must be a very proud father.
Oh, definitely.
And once again, I've been speaking with Kayla and Kelly Yitzwig, as well as their father, Robert. And this has been a true pleasure for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate
Thank
you
you
so much. We enjoyed being here.
Yeah, we
Very
really
cool.
appreciate it, Sheldon.
Hey, thank you so much.